to Woodstock Regional Artists. I'm your host, Sal Miccio, coming to you from my home studio in West Hurley, New York, along with our producer engineer, David Lax, at the controls at Studio A in Saugerties, New York. Tonight's special guest is an instrumentalist, a singer, a composer, and a visual and performing artist, Ann Miceli Teed, also known as Hurricane Annie. Good evening, Ann. How are you
today?
Good
evening. How are you? Wonderful to be with you.
It's a pleasure to have you on. So you've done some wonderful things in your life, and I think one of them started way back when you and David worked with Turtle Frog Music. Tell us a little bit about that.
David and I worked at the same school for special needs students. It was a residential school. He was the music teacher, and I was the special ed teacher. And I said, "What are you doing?" And I got invited on the magic carpet of David going to start doing children's shows, where he was already very established, and started ending up being his sidekick, where we laugh more on stage than caring if an audience was out there. And then I became a mommy, and I started writing my own songs. So David and I have always paralleled and enjoyed, but I've learned so much from him. He's such a mentor, but it started way back with Turtle Frog Music.
Terrific. I love working with kids myself, so I really appreciate what you're doing. You have a band that you play with. I would like to mention them, even though we won't be showing any videos of them today. So it's Hurricane Annie and the Attaboys.
Correct.
I've had the pleasure of hearing you folks live, and I advise the folks that if they ever see that you're on the program, to go and check you out, because it's an enjoyable evening.
Thank you.
So you are in the doctoral program at Visual Arts and Education at Columbia University. How long does that program go?
I've been there for about 12 years, where I was an art teacher already. I was full-time professor at SUNY New Paltz. And I said, I got to go a little further. So I went to the big playground at Columbia University and started my doctorate in art education.
So one of the special projects you're working on is World Values Day. Would you tell us about that?
Yeah, it's so exciting. This October 15th is World Values Day, and it's a global initiative where people look at their values. Everybody has their own values, what we as human beings feel is important. And mine don't have to be the same as yours, and we don't have to have an agenda with them. That's why I love this project, because it is global. It's for everybody, everywhere. And that's my initiative that I'm putting into this: everywhere, everyone. And there were all these exciting people who are going to be part of talking about values as a human being and what they're doing with their agency or by themselves to make it a better world. And I love that it's not political and it's not a religious domain. It's, nobody has an agenda. We're humans. It's everyone, everywhere. So I'm putting together a couple different things, working with Bethel Art Center out of the old Woodstock site. And many musicians and artists are jumping on board to work for the next year on taking their values and putting them forth to make it a better planet for everybody.
Terrific. Something nice to look forward to. So, Ann, you hold a National Parents' Choice Gold Award for family music album, The Shooting Star Express, A Journey to the Land of Imagination.
Yes.
That's a nice award. And I think
Thank you.
We're going to listen to some music from that, and let's take a look at that and talk about it on the other side.
Hey kids, are you ready? Yeah! I said, are you ready? Yeah! Well, if you are and you've brought your imagination, we're ready to fly. Are you ready for a fantastic time? Are you ready to sing, giggle and howl? Well, if you are, then you're ready to climb on board the Shooting Star Express. Oh yeah! A magical journey awaits for you. Don't be shy, come along, sing the silly song. Hey, hey,
Bring your imagination.
oh, yeah. Through the constellations we'll travel so far, zooming through space on the shooting star. Your imagination will guide the way, and the shooting star express. Oh yeah, the shooting star express, the shooting star express. Bring a friend, the fun will never end on the shooting star express. Hey, hey, oh yeah. Shooting Star Express, all on board. All on board.
Bring your imagination.
All
Bring
on
your
board.
imagination. Shooting Star Express.
All on board.
Shooting Star Express.
All on board. All on board.
Shooting Star
Sing
Express.
this song. Come along.
Shooting Star Express.
All on board.
Shooting Star Express.
All on board.
Shooting Star Express. Shooting Star Express.
That was cute and very uplifting. Tell us about that tune.
That song was the general intro to this traveling, the Cosmic Kids traveling with Annie and Firefly. And these songs were all written with my children, who are now young adults with their own children. But it was my journey as a young mother. If my daughter didn't want to get out of the tub, it became a song about mermaids, or taking good care of the planet, or traveling past the stars, or being good friends. So these are all songs I was taught the importance of writing a song about this through my own children, through their journey. So these are all original songs, and I invited a lot of friends and family. And a lot of people got involved. It was a fun project, but it was really written for children and their grown-ups to enjoy it together.
That's terrific. So over the years, you've worked on special projects with a lot of folks here, a lot of places actually, the American Museum of Natural History, the Brooklyn Conservatory of Music, John Lennon Songbus, Peter Mack Studios, Bethel Woods Center for the Arts, Lincoln Center Institute, Hudson Valley Philharmonic, NRS Studios, Milrose Studios, The Hook Project, and Soul Deluxe Studios in Orlando, Florida. Boy,
Sound Deluxe.
that's a lot of folks. That's a lot of places.
Yeah.
And one thing
I'm pretty blessed.
Yes, you are. Tell us, one thing stands out is the John Lennon Songbus. What was that all about?
Wow, that was just a spectacular opportunity. The song bus was traveling through Dutchess County, and it happened to be the bus, the technology with it needed some tweaking, and the engineer had asked my husband, can I park it in your parking lot and do all the changes of all the electronics? So I had the opportunity to walk on it and get to talk to them. But this bus travels around to schools and communities. It's a 25-year project right now that was started by Yoko Ono, and now it's global. This bus goes all around the world, but it goes into a community and allows songwriters to record on the bus, and lots of awards are given out to promote, to give money out to songwriters. But I walked on the bus, said, Sal, how do I get involved in this? And the engineer said, well, you could submit a song. And I said, okay. And I did. And they called me that there was a Paul McCartney special going to happen on ABC in conjunction with the Thanksgiving parade and Thanksgiving, because he was going on tour back in the USA. And quickly, I pulled together a lot of musicians, and we recorded on the bus. I pulled some young teenage singing artists together, wrote the song, we recorded it, and it was played on the ABC special before the special for Paul McCartney.
That leads us into our next song, Rock and Roll Rhyming. Let's take a look at that and talk about it on the other side.
Hi, this is Annie from the Shooting Star Express studio. I'm here to do a rock and roll rhyming song with you today. I'm so excited. I love rhyming words like cat and rat and fat and gnat and goat, moat, throat, all those rhyming words that are in the same sound family. Can you think of rhyming words that might rhyme with snake, rake, flake, steak? Oh, you know how to rhyme. Well, do you know how to get your guitars out and your drums and your pots and pans and dance along to this rock and roll song? I hope so, because I'm going to need your help. Here we go. Get ready. Underneath the moon in the middle of June was a man named Boone who sang out a tune. His pet raccoon he called Neptune, who swam in a lagoon all afternoon. What a loon! It's a rock and roll rhyming song. Come and join the fun, sing along. First you pick a word, then you rhyme the sound. You'll be the coolest cat. Let me hear you meow. In town, that's right. Jack was a yak who liked to snack in his purple Cadillac with a diamond in the back. Myrtle was a turtle who could jump a high hurdle, even when she wore her polka-dotted girdle. It's a girdle. It's a rock and roll rhyming song. Join the fun, come and sing along. First you pick a word, then you rhyme the sound. You'll be the coolest cat. Let me hear you. In town, that's right, I love your dancing. I can see you out there. A big bullfrog ate a chili dog with a silly hog sitting on a log. A fancy French poodle who loved doggy strudel liked to doodle with a wet soggy noodle. That doesn't make sense. Well, I don't give a hoodoo. It's a rock and roll rhyming song. Join the fun, come and sing along. First you pick a word, then you rhyme the sound. You'll be the coolest cat. You'll be the coolest dog. You'll be the coolest snakes. You'll be the coolest elephant in town. Can you think of some rhyming words that might rhyme with hip, lip, flip, sip? Oh, I hear you. You can really rhyme out there. Yeah. Rhyming can be cool, rhyming can be fun. When you're rhyming with a buddy, rhyming with a friend. Do you have some words to lend? You better speak now, 'cause it is the end.
By the way, that was me doing the dancing. So tell us about that rock and roll rhyming.
I've worked for Bethel Woods, being a museum educator, working with the museum collection, which was great because that's the original Woodstock site. They called me in a year ago to train their docents and their visual artists. They have about 16 people on staff that do outreach in the arts. And here comes COVID. Well, now people can't go to the museum and they can't do the outreach. So they put it out there to a couple artists, myself being one, to make some videos for families. And so I recorded that song to be launched by Bethel Woods Art Center to broadcast it out for families to enjoy some music and be together during COVID, in the beginning of COVID.
Nice. So while you were employed by State University of New Paltz for 6 years, you received the honors of Distinguished Teacher of the Year alumni, as well as the Alumni of the Year in Arts Education in 2008. Tell us about that award.
So there were two separate awards that came through the art education program, and it was really such a nice tribute to have your peers recognize you. When I was at SUNY New Paltz, I worked with bringing Lincoln Center Institute into the Hudson Valley, going into the schools and working with the museums. So it felt really good to be recognized by art education and New Paltz, because I had gotten my bachelor's there in art education and my master's in special education. And so the distinguished teacher, alumni in art ed, and also within the department. So 2 different awards, and I'm humbled by it.
So let's look at another video. This one is also on the Shooting Star Express. It's called "We All Share the Earth." Folks, if your kids are in the other room, bring them in here now because they'll want to see this one.
Hi, it's Annie from the Shooting Star Express, and I am here today to have a fantastic time with you. Many of you know my stories and my songs about mermaids and the magic tree and the rainforest. Well, today we're going on a special adventure to the great Mother Earth. And I'm going to need your help. With the help of the Cosmic Kids singing "We All Share the Earth," you get to point out and yell out all the things you see in this video. You might see things in the sky, in the water, crawling on the ground. There's so many gifts of Mother Nature to look at. So get ready and yell them out. And at the very end, we're going to talk about all the great ways we can work together to take great care of Mother Earth. Are you ready? Here we go!
The Earth, round, spinning in space, blue and green. Look closer. See the gifts all around you. Fill your ears with the sound of nature. Feel the earth beneath your feet. Let us celebrate and honor the goodness, for we all share the earth.
We all share the earth, every living creature here. We all share the earth, every ocean far and near.
The mountains, the mighty rivers, and the clouds that pass above. We must all take care of them. The earth needs all our life for.
We all share the earth, every living creature here. We all share the earth, every ocean far and near.
Forests and all the animals, the things that have no voice. Protect them for tomorrow. There isn't any better choice, 'cause
We all share the earth, every living creature here. We all share the earth, every ocean far and near.
the raindrops, each grain of sand, the moon, the shooting stars. So many wonderful gifts around us. Let's celebrate!
They're ours! Yeah! We all share the earth, every living creature here. We all share the earth, every ocean far and near. We all share the earth. Yeah, we share the earth. Yeah.
Now I want everyone out there to join in and sing this song with us. Let them hear us all around the world. Follow me. It's our earth and we want you to know we'll take care of it, help it to grow.
It's our earth and we want you to know we'll take care of it, help it to grow. It's our earth and we want you to know we'll take care of it, help it to grow.
Hey, isn't this planet Earth a good place to live or what? You know we need to take care of Mother Earth. We all must share in the responsibility of keeping her a great place to live.
It's our earth and we want you to know we'll take care of it, help it to grow.
Protect and keep the planet Earth clean. Reduce,
reuse, recycle is the theme. Garbage is nasty, it's a disgrace. Better learn how to put it in its place.
Our ocean is polluted, junk floating round. The streets are a mess, there's trash on the ground.
It's our earth and we want you to know. We'll take care of it, help it to grow. It's our earth and we want you to know. We'll take care of it.
Now to start caring, make a change. Do your share to rearrange. The way that we live, the way that we think, or else we'll be gone. We'll be extinct. That's right, just like the dinosaurs.
We all share the earth, every living creature here. We all share the earth, every ocean far and near. We all share the earth, every living creature here. We all share the earth, every ocean far and near. We all share the earth, every living creature here. We all share the earth, every ocean far and near. We all share the earth, every living creature here. We all share the earth, every ocean far and near.
Good morning, Mr. Frog. Where's your brother? Is he in here somewhere? Are they singing to each other? Who's over there? Who's over there? They're talking to each other. So what did you see? Did you see things on the land? Did you see things in the sky? Did you see things in the sea? So many wonderful gifts around us. I love those cosmic kids singing about how we all share the earth. There were 3 words in this video. Did you catch them? Reduce, reuse, and recycle. Those are 3 words for us to think about on how we can take better care of Mother Earth. Reuse means, I think that I can use this over and over again before I toss it out or before I throw it in the recycle bin. It's a good thing to think about so we're not buying as much stuff. Recycle. Oh, do you have that bin that you put things back in and it goes to a special place where they mix it up again to make new things, new boxes, new containers, new bottles, or maybe some new objects that we don't even know what it gets turned into. It's pretty magical, and it's very important that we do recycle. Reduce. That's when we buy less and we use less. We try to only use things that we can recycle and reuse. So reduce, reuse, recycle are 3 words that we should keep talking about with our neighbors, with our family, and with our friends, because we all share the earth. And it's up to us to take good care of Mother Earth. Happy Earth Day.
That was a really nice sing-along, and I really enjoyed it. Tell us, how did that song come about?
As a songwriter with my family in tow, they were the springboard for so much. My children are now 39, 32 almost next week, and 29. And when they were little, it was really important for me to teach them to be good humans. Isn't that a mother's job and a father's job? And Earth Day came about years ago. I think I don't know, originally when I was in high school or whatever, but I made sure that my children celebrated it, and they were very conscious of taking care that they were stewards of the earth.
So, Ann, you've been employed as a teacher, a technology instructor at Marist College, as well as an educational field supervisor at Columbia University Teachers College. And you're currently employed at Adelphi University, where you teach interdisciplinary art master courses. So that's really a nice accomplishment. So now let's look at the video number 4. And this one is called Family Performance. And here is Ann Miceli Teed.
Now, a song about a little girl that stayed in the tub too long.
Rub-a-dub-dub, there's a mermaid in my tub. Rub-a-dub-dub, there's a mermaid in my tub.
Who just love this song. So I feel this is one of my most favorite songs that I share with people. And it has a part for you. Are you ready?
Yeah.
And it's a guy part and a girl part. We're going to let the girls, the ladies in the house, be the mermaids today. We're going to let the guys be the pirates. Are you ready, guys? Can you startle a lip? So first the ladies. All the girls in the house. Rub-a-dub-dub. There's a mermaid in my tub. Can you sing that with me? All right, ladies, let's give it a try. Moms, too. Grandmas, everybody, all the ladies in the house. Rub-a-dub-dub, there's a mermaid in my tub. And all the guys in the house. Rub-a-dub-dub, there's a pirate in my tub. There's a mermaid in my tub. Rub-a-dub-dub, there's a merman in my tub with a bunch of pirates. There's a mermaid in my tub. All right, give yourselves a big fish slap. I think we're getting to the big time now.
Okay, Julia.
Beneath the moon in the middle of June was a man named Boone who sang at a tune. His pet raccoon, he called that tune. He swam in a lagoon all afternoon. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Everybody, get on your dancing feet. Here we go. Here we go, dance. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey. Everybody, please. What if I stayed frozen for a long time? What would you do?
What did the hot dog want? What? To be relished.
So that was done at Dutchess Community College. It looks like the kids were having a lot of fun. Ann, tell us about that one.
Boy, I love that video because that was a couple of years ago. And I had gone to a singer-songwriter festival down in Cape May, which I go to each year. And it's an international, but mainly national conference where everybody's honing their skills as a songwriter or connecting. And there was a producer there that wanted to meet with me in Brooklyn. And I met with him. And he said, "Where's your video? Huh? Where's your video?" And I said, and I knew I had this big show at Dutchess Community College where I did the big Easter show every year, hundreds of kids and families, and a lot of pressure to keep everybody entertained and happy before they went on the egg hunt. And I broadcasted to all these hundreds of parents and children, can anybody run this cell phone to take a do a video for me? Not one person, not one adult. I said, just one. Any college students here? And this little girl, she had to be 7, 8 years old. I will. And I was like, "Where's your mother?" And everybody's looking at me. I'm on this stage. And I said, "Can she handle this?" And the mother goes, "She can handle it. I can't, but she can." And that was filmed by this 8-year-old. And you could see her in the beginning, and she's moving the camera. And so that's one of my very favorite because it was organic. And, you get to see me in action, and I'm not playing to a camera. And the growth, that we can have as individuals with technology, allowing young kids to use these tools to communicate and share and express. She knew what she was doing.
So you are the owner of Dancing Willow Studios, Arts
Yes.
for Well-Being, holistic woodland retreat offering workshops and classes for the visual and performing arts. Tell us about that and how
That's me.
How can folks
So,
find out about that? Yeah.
so I had an art studio in Poughkeepsie for a couple of years where I had a clientele of children and adults. Some of them had special needs. Some people just want to learn how to use their voice. Some people want to play guitar. And then my daughter came home from, she moved back to the area with her husband, who was a Navy SEAL retiring. I said, take the house. So where my children actually grew up. So I came back to, where I lived with my husband, my house in LaGrangeville, New York. And I looked around, I said, okay, how am I making this the art studio? And a couple of years back when we had a really horrific hurricane, I have a massive willow on the property down at the end. And I was so afraid to lose this willow that you can see 5 miles away. And I remember opening the door at night and yelling, dance, girl, dance, and waiting in the morning to see that she was still standing. That strength of the willow to bend in the storm really is where I'm at. You know, I've gone through a lot in the past couple of years. I lost my husband and my brother. And now I'm making this sanctuary here on my property where I have a koi fish pond and I have beautiful gardens that I've been building and lugging rocks. And last week, I put up an 18-foot Sioux teepee where there is a platform in front for musicians to play. And it's going to be a place where I do creative journal writing with CJEA. And I study with a lot of masters of people who work on arts for healing, arts for well-being. And I'm so blessed I have this piece of property. And now I have a teepee. And we're going to see where it really takes us and takes me, because I am in these circles of performers and artists. And now we have a home here on this piece of property where you can see the sunrise and the sunset. And coyotes were howling the other night, and 2 owls were hooting on either side of the teepee. So that dancing willow, that's me right now. I'm going to be inviting people. What I did at the Oakwood Arts, I'm welcoming people into this home. And just before COVID, I was running some really great workshops with a lot of different artists. And so hopefully soon I'll be able to invite people back to the studio here to start creating together.
So, Annie, where can folks check out the Dancing Willow Arts on the internet?
If you do a search for Dancing Willow Arts, it'll come up and you just hit the link and it'll take you to the website. And really it's a merger of all the things that I've done with individuals from the Oakwood Arts to here. So elder care arts, all kind of things. So just do a search, Dancing Willow Arts.
Okay, and your the name Hurricane Andy, I meant to ask you where you got that.
Oh, the hurricane. My mother, when she was approaching, who's now passed on, when she was approaching her 90th birthday, I went in, did you take your pills? Did you do this? Did you do that? And I did my hurricane coming in, make sure, she had a caretaker there. And she looked at me, she said, what is your name? Hurricane Annie?
And there is a website, a Hurricane Annie website. Would you want to mention that?
Yeah, if you Google or search Hurricane Annie, you'll come up with Hurricane Annie Teed. You'll come up to my website. My musician partner, mainly the main attaboy, is Eric Garrison. I want to put a call out to him, and just do a search and you'll find it, because I have one of those long Google names.
And the Shooting Star Express, is that totally video, or is that audio, or both?
That the album that has the Parents' Choice Award, you can stream it on most of the streaming music. I just found something in a language I didn't even know that was streaming it. And I'm like, oh, look how, I guess that's all, means all the words that I know. But Spotify and iTunes. So if you're a paid member of those, otherwise you can just buy and download.
So Annie, we're coming to a close. Is there anything else you'd like to add? Yeah, we've had some really nice moments here. Anything else that we might have missed?
I think in the times we're going through right now, I want to be an advocate to speak about how the arts are that healing thing for all of us. There are languages, there are countries, there are civilizations who don't have a word for music or for art because it's part of who we are and what we do. If that message can get out that it's not for the person who has their master's degree in the flute from whatever university. We all own that capacity. It's part of who we are. And I hope that more people get involved in expressing themselves.
Well, folks, we've been talking with Ann Miceli Teed, also known as Hurricane Annie, and we've had a very pleasurable evening. And I want to thank you for coming on to our show.
Thank you.
And gracing us with your loveliness. Thank you very
Thank
much.
You. Thank
so,
you.
folks, that's the end of the show. Tune in next Tuesday for another special guest. Until then, we want you to be safe out there and support your local artists in any way you can. Thank you, and good night.
Carry me, I'm much too weak. Won't you let me rest my weary head upon your cheek? My day is so long, can't you see I'm tired? Have pity on me, baby, won't make it one more mile. Carry me, baby, oh won't you carry me? Carry me, carry me, carry me. Everybody needs to be carried sometime, won't you? Carry